And it was at that moment, my friends, that I realized my wife does not
never listen to the show. All of a sudden, the team's just deflated, and there's some.
Yeah, your voice.
You want me to do that again?
I heard no. We're keeping it, baby. Let's go.
Oh, we're doing it. Okay.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Deflating.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Gentlemen.
There he is, Chris.
What's up, boys?
It took him a second. I'm going to edit 45 minutes out before you say gentlemen.
I forgot the word.
Oh, did you?
Say
That's
it
very
time.
sports moron. Guys,
I should have written it down.
Ferrari phone podcast. Welcome to the Juice Boys Show. Try to give Chris a little responsibility around here and see where it gets us.
That's your mistake. You've got to know better by now.
Three brothers-in-law, so freaking stupid. Started a weekly sports podcast over a year ago, guys. It's our second football season. Oh my gosh, too stupid to stop after 61 episodes. Sports podcast for the sports morons, by the sports morons. That's us. Found by the 3 Bs, guys. Do we remember? It's been a while.
Oh, booze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Betting.
Yes, sir.
I get to say bullshit.
Yeah.
And
Let's
bromance.
Also,
I kind of like that better. Shows drop every Friday.
Like a lowercase b. There's a 4th B.
That's right. That's right. Shows drop every Friday. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, Tickety Talk, all the fun pieces of sports content. Guys, a lot of things going on. We got NFL, we got college, NHL started preseason, MLB playoffs, NBA Media Day. We're going to talk about Bronny? Who knows? Maybe we'll talk about Bronny.
Why?
No.
What are we drinking to kick off our 61st episode, guys? I can't believe it's already been 60. Hopefully the next 60 are better than the first 60. Joey, love your jersey. Joey's got the,
That's right.
what do you got there, friend?
City Connect for the Rockies. They're sweet.
It's so dope. I love it.
It's the best one in the league, and it's got such such cool things like on the side. It's got a black diamond patch,
Double black
5280 double black diamond on there. It's got the Rockies
To celebrate them not
logo
making the
side.
playoffs?
No, it's just I'm talking baseball
Celebrating the
with it
city.
today.
You can celebrate the
Celebrating
city regardless of how shit you are.
Like every Super Bowl, I always wear my team's gear. It doesn't matter if they're in it or
We're
not.
just celebrating that we have a city, unlike other squads.
So I'm going back to one of my old favorites, Larceny. It is so good. It is
Classic,
so
baby.
delightful.
Classic.
I love it.
Classic.
Has that bottle already made an appearance on this show?
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was gonna
it's new.
praise your self-restraint, but never mind.
no, buddy. No,
My bad.
I got this on Saturday. So,
The brand is just making an
yeah.
appearance. That's good.
And my beer chaser, one of the most favorite beers of Colorado, Dale's Pale Ale. If anybody is listening from one of my favorite breweries of Oscar Blues, I love Dale's.
Congrats, man. Okay.
Joey, how's the season going real quick? Coach Joe, we haven't checked in a few weeks.
What's past?
That was not a happy face.
Oh, is there a reason we haven't checked in?
Yeah, we're gonna move on from that.
Okay,
topic.
Christopher, episode
Fellas.
61. What are you drinking, friend?
Fellas, I am decked out in red. I've got my Husker jersey on. I got my Husker glass out because I will be in
What?
the promised land this weekend at Memorial Stadium watching the Nebraska Cornhuskers hopefully trounce the Rutgers Knights.
That's gonna be awesome, dude.
And in my little Husker glass, I've just
Is it
got my
Rutger
standard-
Knights or Rutgers Knights?
Rutgers, plural.
Rutgers
There's
Knights.
more than one Rutger. Multiple Rutgers.
But then Knights. It
Knights.
doesn't sound good together. But
No, it just the whole name is weird.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they're the Scarlet Knights, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, you're right. They are Scarlet.
We're really crushing it here, boys. Anyway, I'm drinking Maker's Mark.
Baker's Mark.
Boy.
Good.
Guys, it's our first show of October. Usually that means sober October. We get cleaned up for the holidays.
When you take a long
never
time to
heard
get
of
to your
celebrate.
answer, it's always something disappointing.
I've never heard of that.
So to celebrate sober October, guys, I have a chai latte martini from my wife.
Okay. I don't know whether to trust that that's an actual martini or you're just like playing pretend.
With some pumpkin spice shit on top, guys. We
Is
got
there
classy.
vodka in it?
Is there booze in that?
Yes, with
okay.
chai latte booze too.
Okay, that's less disappointing than my initial thought.
So that has nothing
It's
to
still,
do.
I mean, it still
has
does
nothing to do
look
with-
like you are drinking a glass of baby diarrhea.
That might be the closest thing it looks like. There's some pumpkin spice.
no.
It's
That's not
Bailey's,
helping. Yeah, that's not
Bailey's and
helping.
vodka with pumpkin stuff, guys.
Yum.
To
It looks
celebrate the
delightful.
season.
It does, but I mean, I have not deviated. I've just drank whiskey and beer.
Yeah, I drank vodka one time. I had pisco one time. That was actually pretty dope.
Yeah, that was fun.
But it's only been whiskey. I mean, it's
Guys,
always.
we got to clean up before the holidays, so let's drink a martini.
I do not.
That's what I think.
I will not be.
The rationale doesn't make sense.
Oh, damn it. Anyways, I forgot to say, I'm the third turd Cody. We got Juice Boy Joe, Mr. Pulp Pelletier. We are the Juice Boys. Guys, should we jump right into it? So
should.
much going on. Pac-12
If you
is
insist.
expanding. They got their shit together after the last few
Yeah.
years. Gonzaga is joining the Pac-12.
I cannot believe that.
Sac State's trying to buy their way in, but moves are getting made.
What
do we think of
division
this
is
move?
Sacramento State even in?
Whack?
Are they not also in the West Coast Conference with Gonzaga?
What do they have a football team? What do they?
No.
Do they? I mean, it's like,
make
but,
any
like they can't. Like,
No,
why would
Sac
they-
State has a football team. They do have a football
I think they.
Yeah, they do. Oh no, they do. They recently lost to Northern Arizona. Not going great for them.
So why would they get into the pack? How does that work?
I don't-
Buy
I
your
don't
way
know.
in?
So Gonzaga doesn't
Yeah, I
have a
don't get it.
football team.
Nope.
Sacramento State better. I mean, like who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's just like that at this point, and they got Utah State too. I mean, it's like at this point, come on, man. There's got to be a little bit of prestige getting in here. I
Oh,
felt
they're in
awesome when
the Big
CSU
Sky Conference. So
Yeah,
you're poaching
Jesus.
away a squad that is normally playing Montana State.
and Montana State would probably be more worthy on a football level than
That would be my
you know.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just
Go
I
Bobcats.
thought there was some prestige behind this, and then like when CSU got in, I was like, all right, the Pac-12 big Power 5 conference. It's not a freaking Power 5 conference if you got Sacramento State.
It is
man.
not.
Wait,
mean,
are you
you
saying
are.
CSU had like a leg to stand on as far as the prestige of getting into a Power
I
Five?
was excited about it. You know, I was
But
excited
they
about
didn't. They don't deserve to be in there. They have no prestige around that.
No,
name.
I get, but I
they
get
got a
what
good
Joey's
basketball
saying though.
program.
Like making the transition from the Mountain West into the Pac-12 makes an awful lot more sense than trying to make the
I
jump
agree
from
with
the
that.
West Coast Conference or from the Big Sky Conference.
Yeah,
I agree with
and-
that. So Gonzaga's a full basketball.
Yeah,
school.
they're. I mean,
So I think
they're
they're trying to
legit. They are
diversify.
that's
very
fine.
legit.
I really
Zags.
don't have a problem with Gonzaga joining the Pac-12 because I mean they have been a basketball powerhouse for the last going on close to 30 years. You know, at least 25. You know, and so it's just like and John Stockton went there, so they've been a powerhouse forever. So it's just I like that. That's going to make that basketball competitive. CSU has a pretty decent basketball team. Made the
Been
tournament
good, yeah.
like a few times in the past couple of years. You know, and so this is just going to make their program better too. I hope this will work out for these teams so they get a lot more money and they get a lot more opportunities for NIL and they get more opportunities for recruiting. You know, I hope it turns around like Colorado State football because I'm really disappointed in what I'm seeing right now. They broke my heart. But it's just so we'll see.
I think the
mean,
Mountain West has got the biggest problem here. They really
that's-
fucked up.
That's
they should have
the
just merged.
issue. Is like both sides of this should have just swallowed their pride and went. Everybody wins if the Mountain West and the Pac-12 combine. The remaining two Pac-12 teams get to just empty the coffers, have buku bucks. The Mountain West gets to fold itself into the Pac-12, have its existing access to TV funding and what have you, and everybody comes out ahead except one of the two of us needs to dissolve in order to become something new. And everybody just dug their feet in and said, no, we think we know better. And now we have a shit show where we're talking about Sacramento State trying to move into the Power 5. Like, I think all this proves is that the Power 4 is the way of the future. The Pac-12 is going to wind up becoming kind of a top-end mid-major.
Totally. It'll be
And the Mountain West
exactly
dies.
No, we're looking at it the same way you look at Conference USA, or whatever the hell it's called now, the American Conference or Mountain West Conference. You know, like any of those, like that's what Pac-12 is now. It's not. It's not now. San Diego State. Now basketball is a different story. I'm talking about football. Like they're going to compete well in basketball. San Diego State went to a natty a couple of years ago. I mean, they're good. So it's just, but football wise, and that's where all the money is. It's going to be interesting. I don't know.
So are they going the Big 12 route? Because Big 12 is kind of the basketball school ACC route. It's like, all right, we're going to kind of give football.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can get, but we're going to make money and compete in a lot of these other sports.
I think
wonder if that was the play.
football's basically just the Big Ten and SEC. That's it.
I think the Pac-12 is just sucking air at this point. Like anything to remain alive and try and like salvage relevancy.
Guys, Boise State running back stat line. Chris, give it to us. The man is on fire. We have to give him his 30 seconds of fame here.
Yeah. So out of nowhere, Boise State is lighting the world on fire on the back of, I'm probably going to butcher this, but Ashton Jeanty.
Jainty, maybe Jainty.
Mr. Jainty.
We're not. If you've listened to this show before, you already know we're not strong readers. Anyway, this guy this season has already posted a stat line of 82 carries, 845 yards, 13 touchdowns, averaging just over 10 yards a carry, and he is 5'9", 215-pound junior bowling ball. Eddie Lacy style, some bitch. Like, I love it.
Dude, this kid is awesome.
Let's talk about it.
Mind you, 845 yards in 4 games. These are Barry Sanders numbers. This is absurd. 13 touchdowns in 4 games. Last game, when they just beat Washington State, who is the Pac-12 powerhouse. All right, they just beat Washington State 45-24. He had 267 yards and 6 tutties.
Wait, what? I didn't see that. He had 6 touchdowns?
6.
Oh, my
6
gosh.
touchdowns.
When we had to go against the number 7 ranked Oregon squad, he had 192 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was the entire offense.
Dude, shout out to the line. Those boys are moving some weight right there.
On the blue field.
What a hoss.
Oh, my gosh. We got to follow that guy. I wanted Heisman fame?
He's up there.
He's got to get some love, right?
Dark horse, baby. I love it.
Him and Travis Hunter and Cam Ward right now.
Man. All right, guys, let's move into Pete Rose, the legend, the most polarizing, top 3 polarizing athletes of all time, which we'll talk about later.
Yep.
Pete Rose, the hit king, beat Ty Cobb in the all-time hits. Guys, he made, I think he made like 13 different All-Star games, and he also playing 17 All-Star games, playing 5 different positions.
Yes.
Think about that. That is crazy. He's
and also a player manager at the same time.
Yes.
Last time
also
that happened.
gambled as a manager.
Yeah. Also an abject degen.
So here's how we'll do this. So the man, he passed away, I think, 82, 83, all-time great, very polarizing figure. Joe, I'll throw it to you for the baseball incredibleness. Chris, you tell the gambling side, and we'll see where it meets us in the middle. Yeah.
All right, 4,256 hits. No one's ever going to touch that. I mean, that is just absolutely absurd. Name was Charlie Hustle, baby, which makes absolutely no sense. His name was Pete Rose. So why the hell did they call him Charlie Hustle? All right,
wait, what?
Yeah, Charlie Hustle. And this guy he is when you want kids to play baseball a certain way, have them watch Pete Rose. This guy gave 100,000% every single play. One of the most iconic plays in the All-Star game history, which then turned into one on baseball history, was him just leveling the catcher in an All-Star game, coming home to score. Back before you're still allowed to do that.
That's his base,
just lowering his shoulder, blowing him up. That catcher was out for the season. It was the All-Star game.
And it ruined his career. Dick move. It ruined his career.
Yeah, Charlie Hustle didn't give a shit. No. All right, now he once he got older, he became a first baseman. The guy broke Ty Cobb's record as another outstanding, upstanding citizen, Ty Cobb.
Yeah,
that was a joke for people.
He was an asshole. He was a huge asshole.
But so Pete Rose, as I said, 1986, he was the player manager. I couldn't imagine that today. That'd be so badass. All right, but then after that, he just retired from baseball, immediately rolled into being the manager, without playing, of the Reds and the owner, Marge Schott. All right, throwback to last week.
Go listen to last week. Go listen about Marge Schott.
While he was managing, a scandal broke out that he was betting on his team. That is bad. That's bad. That's really bad. All right. Now they didn't. They had to clarify. They had to clarify whether he was betting on them to lose or betting it to win. He said always that he was betting on them to win. So he said that's why he shouldn't have been penalized. He was betting on them to win,
which is a badass way to do it. But
now, yeah. So he didn't.
Us paying you is you betting on them to win. Like, that's your job to believe in this team to win.
And what you said with baseball, as a manager, you pull every string. Like, it's not as a baseball player, if you were betting, it's tough because you're only up every 3 innings. you don't get the ball hit to you. But as a manager, if you're betting on baseball, you have a lot of control, my friend.
He talked to the higher ups of baseball, the commissioner, and he gave him an ultimatum. He said, we're either going to come public with this and we'll see what happens, or you'll agree to a lifetime ban and we'll keep, and you don't have to admit any guilt. So people don't really know this. This isn't that well known. He agreed to a lifetime ban. He agreed to it, and he did not admit to his gambling for almost 2 decades later.
Denied.
He just denied it the entire time. All right. And then he came out finally and said that he admitted it, expecting that to get him into the Hall of Fame by him admitting to it and saying that it happened. But no. Now,
we never apologized either. Never.
No, he never did. He never took ownership.
Never.
Now, it's weird that he was banned from baseball, but he was allowed to come back into stadiums and things. And they honored him in the Red Stadium a couple of years ago. I want this ban to stay. I want it to stick.
Okay.
All right. Now, I know at this point that they're probably going to lift it because he died.
I mean,
That's
it is
always what
post lifetime now.
You know, it's posthumously, you know, but it's just,
lifetime is over.
Damn it, you're right, Chris. I mean, that might be the actual thing. It didn't, a lifetime ban. So maybe his life is over. So maybe they'll finally
get banned in perpetuity. In your lifetime.
Even though he's the all-time leader in hits, he's one of the greatest players who's ever played. I don't know. It would set a precedent. Don't let him in. Saying that, that is, you broke a sacred rule. You don't,
in a powerful position. Like,
you don't do that. Right now, the Black Sox were forever banned. They're all dead, and they didn't reinstate them. You know, and so it's just like, no, you can't get over that. Now, that's not taking away any of his accomplishments. They made a stand for this for the past 35 years. So I think they got to stick to their guns and they got to stay. No, he did this, and that's gonna be part of his legacy forever.
Let's go ahead and reinstate Charlie Hustle. First and foremost, it's a lifetime ban, not a ban in perpetuity. And also, right now, let's be honest, the MLB is hurting for relevancy, hurting for anybody to give a shit and pay attention. What an easy PR move to have his family, have his former teammates come up onto the stage on his behalf and accept his nomination into the MLB Hall of Fame. Like, that is a nice, simple, easy home run PR move.
See what you did there?
That would be so simple. I get it. Like, yeah, I ethically agree, but I think that the MLB would be doing the right thing by allowing him in, demonstrating that, like, yeah, it happened 35 years ago. It happened after you were a player, so you are getting in here as a player.
Oh
yeah, because it was a manager. So you're saying just
okay.
That's a little loophole. It's a little loophole. Also, I don't know if Manfred could do it because there was 2 commissioners before him that said fuck no. Yep. So does Rob Manfred want to have it on his resume that he was the guy who let him in after his predecessor said no?
He's that egotistical. That
I think the change though is that now that he's passed, like you wipe the slate clean. Like it doesn't matter.
They gave him so many chances to make it happen. Pete Rose was just an ass about it. He refused to apologize, take any ownership, use it as a lesson for younger players. I feel like the MLB
now you're cleansing a dead guy. You're cleansing a dead guy who you can whitewash and go, hey, you know, for all his flaws, he was one of the greatest to ever swing a bat and take out catchers.
Fun fact, he was so consistent. On the road, he bat .303. At home, he bat .303. On turf, he batted .303.
Oh, wow.
And on grass, he batted .303, guys.
Are you kidding me?
This guy was Mr. Consistency. Pete Rose, rest in peace, you son of a bitch. You couldn't just... He had a disease, man. He had a disease. Everyone knew it, too. The more I've read about it, it was very obvious that he was just always chasing that juice. Juice, boys? Get it?
Always.
We love the juice.
He's that competitive, that crazy. I got a chance to... I didn't chance to meet him, but I got a chance to talk to him when I was... And I had cancer 13 years ago. My sister was in Vegas, and she paid for him to call me. And so I did... Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So she had him sign a T-shirt for me and then call me. So I got to, I was sitting on the couch and the phone rang, and he picks it up and he was like, is this Joey? And I was like, yeah. He's like, this is Pete Rose, the Hit King. And I was like, who is this? I was like, it's like Seinfeld. Joe?
What?
No, yeah. And so I got to talk to him for a little bit. He called me up and we talked, and he's just like, you know, he's got to just stick your nose down, just grind through it, you know. You can get through this. How do you think I got all those hits?
Oh,
So it's just, yeah.
Oh my God. Please, Joey, tell me that the last thing that he said before he hung up the phone was, Joey, I'm betting on you.
Oh my God,
Did
Chris.
he say that? I hope he said
You know what? My brain just rewired. Yeah, he said that. All right. Yeah. So now,
Obviously couldn't have missed that opportunity.
yeah. So now my memory is now that's how he signed off with. So
Or did he say,
the
Joey,
one.
who do
That's
you
the
like
winner.
tonight? Who do you like? Did he ask any of those? Did he get
yeah, he
you
was in
tips or
Vegas
anything?
signing autographs at the Field of Dreams autograph store in the Forum shops. So yeah.
Oh my, Joey, we did not know that.
Yeah. Next time you come up, I'll show you
This is
his
still
autograph.
not quite Super Bowl sympathy, baby, but it might be top
That's a-
2 Joey story.
Holy
Yeah, it was-
cow, Joe.
it's awesome.
Rest in peace, Pete Rose. Guys,
He
let's
even
jump into
said, "This is
some
Pete Rose, the hit
amazing.
king.
The hit
Pete
king.
Rose, the hit king. How do you think I got all those hits?"
All right, guys, jump
That
into
was it.
football real quick. Dolphins have yet to lead this season.
Oh,
Antonio
no.
Pierce likes a post saying that Devante Adams has played his last game, which is fucking weird as a coach.
That's awesome.
Also, who made the worst decision to leave, Tyreek Hill or Devante Adams? Those two poor teams. Actually, I don't feel any
Oh,
bad for
my
the Raiders.
God.
Throw it at you guys for some Tyreek, Antonio Pierce, Devante, bonanza.
I can't help but just feel for Devante. Like, Devante didn't make the wrong choice.
No.
Devante went and wanted to go play with his best buddy, Derek Carr. And then Derek Carr got cut off at the knees by the organization and shipped away. Meanwhile, Devontae standing there like, what the hell? Like, he was the only reason that I'm here. Like, what are you all doing? Like, he didn't make a poor choice. He got completely railroaded by an organization that he owed nothing to, that he was trying to help bring to relevancy. And they're like, we don't care. We've already decided that we're going to make this garbage, shitty choice and then force you to stay here and take, hit after hit, be our entire offense for just a string of garbage quarterbacks.
Yeah, who did they get after Derek Carr? They booted him out.
Was it Aiden O'Connell?
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was that. He was the replacement. Jimmy G was the replacement. Now look at Derek Carr's just freaking slinging it right now. Like this season in New Orleans, the dude's a good quarterback. That was such a stupid ass decision,
Dude. If we're making guesses for where he winds up, I'm going Saint.
Why the hell not? That would be incredible.
He wants to go to the
However,
Saints or the Jets or his top two. Go ahead, Joe.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Because
Did he
he's going
release
to
that?
kill it.
I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, because the Patriots wanted him. He said, pass.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like no.
I imagine they're getting a lot of that.
That's
these days.
cute. That's cute.
Yeah. Now, I think the more likelihood it would be to go to New Orleans because they're in the NFC. So you're not trading him to an AFC opponent or potential contender. I think, honestly, though, he's going to be a Jet. Aaron Rodgers is going to pull his LeBron James. He's going to pull that shit and be like, he's going to walk in to Woody Johnson's office, the owner of the Jets, and be like, you are going to get this done. I am Aaron Rodgers. Here's some ayahuasca. And now
That's the thing. Weren't they kind of like talking shit
Devante
back and
Adams.
forth through the media right after he went to the Raiders? Like, I'm going to play with a Hall of Fame quarterback. He was hyping up Derek Carr, hyping up how like he thinks this was his better move was to go and play away from Rodgers.
Dumb.
Yeah, I
That
guess.
was real dumb. I think the Jets are in win now or nothing mode because
And
Rodgers is
how'd that go
39.
last week? How'd that go last week?
No, it went terrible.
Rodgers sucks
That day.
ass.
Yeah.
He is
that
not
dude
good.
is bad.
But they're desperate.
My pick early in the season that they are going to miss the playoffs is looking pretty freaking good. The Jets lost to the Broncos when the Broncos had Bo Nix had -7 passing yards at halftime.
Yep.
And the Jets lost that game.
That checks out.
right,
And Rodgers
so-
had twice. Didn't he have the ball twice with like 3 minutes left? That just makes my. But they're so desperate to win now, even though they don't have the team for it. They're going to give draft capital for the next 3 years. They're going to cement themselves in the hellhole of the league for a long time. Also, the Cowboys called about him. I think the Chiefs are interested. No way the Chiefs can get him in the division. The Ravens, I think, would be a very interesting choice.
Ravens would be a great call just career-wise for him, but it doesn't
I
really
agree.
make a lot of sense.
Also, the Cowboys refused to pay Derrick Henry, so I don't know why they would all of a sudden pick up on that contract. I don't know. I think also I feel bad for Tyreek Hill, man. He's got Huntley throwing to him, who they signed off the practice squad 14 minutes ago. He had like 4 catches. Tyreek Hill's getting wasted down there.
It is. I mean,
That
if I
team's
were them,
so
I'd
bad.
honestly. I mean, what's the point of even rolling him out there? mean, I'm serious. Like,
Guys, we got to call out
money.
Yeah, we got to call it the fucking Dolphins organization. You knew you had Tua. Why would you not invest in a backup quarterback?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Skylar Thompson was your guy? You could
It's absurd.
Go get Joe Flacco. Why would you not go get fucking Joe?
That's insane. At least Joe Flacco is a cannon. So, I mean, he'd be throwing bombs at Tyreek right now.
Just throw it as far as you can, Joe. I'll be
Where
there.
the hell? Like, why aren't they getting Ryan Tannehill? He can throw.
Seriously? Oh my god!
He was
Like, what
pretty
are they doing?
unceremoniously run out of town not too long ago, though.
Okay, the Broncos brought Brock Osweiler back. I mean, it's like it can happen, you know. And
Yeah,
so
that
it's
was just
like,
to point and laugh at him, though.
You know, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I just don't understand how you can sit there at the boardroom in the middle of the summer and say, "Who's the cheapest
Like,
backup
this is
we
going
can
to be
get?"
the season that Tua doesn't massively devastate his own well-being.
Guys, let's jump into baseball real quick.
right,
Royals
baby.
have advanced. Royals have advanced.
Royals!
Playing the
Go
Yankees.
Royals.
The Tigers have advanced. Shout out Kendall, who I think has a squeeze coming up.
She doesn't listen
Baby.
anymore.
A former listener.
Yeah, that's right.
Guys, what do we think so far? Oh, we're just getting started.
I am so elatedly, ecstatically excited right now. The
Elatedly?
Houston Astros just lost back-to-back games. They are out. The Houston Astros
it.
are out. This is hopefully going to be the end of their ridiculous dynasty that they put together. They went to 8 in a row ALCSs. That's absurd. You know, and it's just, but it was all on the back of banging trash cans and buzzers on inside of jerseys. I'm just so happy to see them out when they were the 3 seed and getting beat back-to-back games by Detroit. Detroit hasn't been anything forever.
Huge.
And that
Huge
so their
Tigers fan.
entire their entire 26-man roster today that they put out for the playoffs, the ones who were playing today, was less money at $18 million total salary for their 26-man roster. All right. Josh Hader, the closer for the Astros, made $19 million this year.
I love small market
Let's
payrolls.
go, baby. Let's go, Detroit Tigers. I'm so pumped. The Kansas City Royals pulled off like they won back-to-back. So the listener, if you don't know, the baseball playoffs go best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, and then the World Series is a best of 7. So this wild card round, best of 3. So if you win back-to-back games, you advance. And the Royals just won back-to-back, and poor Baltimore has now lost 10 consecutive playoff games. That is brutal. And they are a fun up-and-coming team.
You're so high on them, too. That's got to be so disappointing.
It is. I really like them. You know, but I like the Royals more. So I like the Royals more. Bobby Witt is the dude, and Salvador Perez is one of my favorite players of all time. Looking on the National League side, the Mets they just keep winning in dramatic fashion. Francisco Lindor hit a home run in the 8th inning the other night to put them into the playoffs. It was incredibly amazing. Francisco Lindor had a phenomenal season. If it wasn't for Shohei, he would be the runaway MVP of the National League. I think it's just going to come down ultimately to the Dodgers. I mean, it's just we'll see what happens.
Yep.
They're on a bye, so we'll see what happens. But the Padres are coming. I'm watching the Royals going into New York in this next round. If they can get past Garrett Cole, I like their chances. I really do.
That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They scored
Enough to
3
put-
runs in the 2-game series, but the pitching was on lock. They gave up 2 runs
Are
the
you putting
entire
some money
piece.
on it there, Joe?
Best of 5, Joe, for the Royals? No, he's not doing it. Okay.
No, he's not
Chris,
ready yet.
you made him show his cards.
not ready
Good
yet.
for you. Chris, any thoughts on baseball?
I do have one thought. I can't help but notice that it looks like it's about time for you to text your wife asking for another one of those martinis, because that's sure not going to last you through the second half of this show.
All right, guys, let's take a music break and I'll get another drink. Music break. All right, guys, welcome back to the Juice Boy Show, episode 61. It's the fall, our first show in October. Leaves are changing. Chili is out.
Traffic is horrible in the mountains. It
That's
is
about right.
all those stupid leaf lookers. Stay out of my town. Stay out.
Okay. Breaking out the
man.
sweaters, the hoodies. I'm still wearing flip-flops. I'm going as long as I can. Guys, sports morons. It's time for that part of the show.
Which part?
Squeeze of the week, Moron Mountain. We have 2 listener submitted ones, and then I'm going to bring us home with a first here on the Juice Boy Show. Stay tuned. All right, the first one we got a squeeze from Chad Sauls in Windsor, Colorado. Dion's going to FSU. He's calling it right now.
Oh, baby. Okay.
Norvell's gonna get a buyout after one more year if he doesn't make a bowl game. And then he said, back the truck up for Coach Prime. He said he's never going back to FSU or Florida, but his jersey's retired. He played there. Why not? Do you guys buy that Norvell is done and that Prime is the answer after that? Chris,
oh my God,
pleased.
no. Are you kidding me? Norvell is 1 year removed from an undefeated season. I know the wheels are falling off, but I think that he has already earned an opportunity to where, like, if you go and pretty much raise the rest of the coaching staff to the ground, like, I think you're going to get your opportunity to have at least one more season. And so
he said one more season after this, so he's going to ship one season to save it, and that's
so he's thinking that Deion's going to stick around for CU.
Jimmy, what's Deion doing next year? Because he's not coaching at Colorado once his kids are gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, you think he's done next year?
Hell yeah!
No, that's a side squeeze.
I already said that.
Oh no!
Said that a couple weeks ago.
This is not the first time we've said
Panthers
this.
Coach.
I was not paying attention that closely.
Draft Travis Hunter, and he's going to go to Carolina.
I didn't know you were really putting money on that. You think this is his last season?
Yes, of course it is.
Yeah.
Wow, two of the three of you think what? No way.
Absolutely.
He loves it.
No, he doesn't. He loves the attention.
Yeah. He loves the pomp, the circumstance, the be in the center of attention. And Boulder is the perfect place for that because they're like, we have no identity, we have no culture.
Take it all.
We have no black people. We love this. Let's see this.
Okay. Yeah. Coming in real guns hot there.
Yeah. They don't. There's no diversity there, man. This is a huge change to that campus. It's massive.
I just don't see FSU having any interest in going and hiring Coach Prime.
Really?
I think that they feel like they took. I think that they feel like they got it right with Norvell, but now all of a sudden the team's just deflated, and there's some.
Yeah, your voice.
You want me to do that again?
I heard no. We're keeping it, baby. Let's go.
Oh, we're doing it. Okay.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Deflated team. Anyway, I think Norvell is going to get it figured out. He's a good head coach. He is a good builder of programs. Like, and also in addition to that, like, I just think a big top tier school like FSU isn't going to wind up pulling in Coach Prime.
You don't like it?
No, I agree with it. I think that I could definitely see that happening. Although I don't see Deion sticking around next year, but I don't
too
see
busy filming KFC commercials.
And Aflac has and everything
that
else.
too.
But he's just way like Mike Norvell. If they continue losing, he's going to get fired.
That buyout,
this is absolutely absurd how bad they are. I think if they continue to lose, him going in and bringing in Ugalele, and they're just not doing it. You know, they're just terrible. I can totally see him getting fired, and I could totally see Deion going there.
Oh, but you don't think next year he is at CU? That is wild.
No, I do not.
Thanks, Sauls. Appreciate you sending that one in. Former listener Kendall's also back.
Okay.
I think with the squeeze, Chris, you got that one ready to go?
First and foremost, she doesn't have Joey's number, so she can't include him on this.
That's right.
Okay.
Sorry, but
can we talk about how fucking dumb the MLB is to be scheduling the playoff games in the middle of the day? Like, they are constantly shooting themselves in the foot. If you want viewers, scheduling a game in the middle of a friggin' Tuesday ain't helping. Just air two games at once. It's working just fine for the NFL. The only games that kind of made sense to have early were the ones today. This was on Monday, since they would have had to compete with Monday Night Football. But just like they make all these changes to the game, reducing the game time by 1 minute to attract viewership, in the one avenue that could actually help, they fail miserable. By God, let me be in charge.
I do enjoy watching it at work. Now, when I was a teacher and I didn't have that luxury to sit in an office and have two monitors where I can have a game playing and doing my job, the other one, but instead I was just standing up in front of kids telling stories of things that already happened.
Educating them,
but
Joe.
You know, it was.
Yeah.
Now, so I hated it then. I hated it when I was in school because I remember back when in 2004 when the Red Sox are making their run and the game was on during the middle of the school day, and I was like, what the? It was before internet, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. So that made me angry. No, I just think they're doing it so people have a chance to watch the full games. There's too many games right now, to watch, so they're trying to break them apart so you can be able to watch the games in the afternoon, watch the games at night. Having an opportunity to have more viewership instead of having them all playing at the same. And also MLB doesn't have that many, honestly, they don't have that many network deals. And I don't think that if they're doing it all at the same time, who would air four primetime games at the same time? I think that's where it goes in. I agree, it's annoying, but I liked it this week. I liked watching.
It was convenient for Joe. So
I liked watching the Tigers beat Jose Altuve.
All as well. Yeah. Or spread it out. Spread the game. It's like right now the Royals just won. They don't have to play again until Saturday. So there's too many off days built into the playoffs of baseball because it's an everyday sport. They need to be a little bit, maybe one day off in between series. I don't like multiple days because it's an everyday sport. So I think that's where they really screwed up. So you could spread the games out, make them more evening games, and keep things going. There should be a baseball game every single day in October. There's never a reason a game should not be being played. I think last year there was.
Absolutely.
And it was like, what are we doing here? How is the schedule happening? There's not a baseball game in the middle of the week to take away from football before they hit Thursday and Monday and Sunday. So thank you, Kendall. Someone needed to say it.
Yeah.
Welcome back, former listener.
All right, guys.
No, she will never hear this, but
no.
Thank you for texting us.
Maybe one day. All right, guys. You ready for a first in the Juice Boys show? 61 episodes in?
Okay.
All right, Moron Mountain nomination.
Okay.
Say a prayer, guys.
We've done that before.
I am nominating. I'm the first one to nominate their wife to Moron Mountain.
Oh,
I feel like
God,
should we just put you on Moron Mountain then?
Yeah, what the hell was wrong with you?
My wife of over 5 years. I love her to death.
I was like, do you like being married?
I'm putting her on. Guys, I got to do it. I'm nominating. Her name's Maggie. I'm nominating Maggie on the Moron Mountain, and here's why. Sitting on the couch, watching TV. She leans over our little balcony and says, I have an idea for you for the podcast. Oh, what is it, babe? She goes, how about you guys do like a moron of the moment type of thing for the show? And then she goes on to explain how we can nominate a moron every week for the show of like what happens in sports.
Yeah.
And it was at that moment, my friends, that I realized my wife does not
never listen to the
show. And I just had a moment. I said, babe, we've been doing that for about 6 months now. That same exact idea. She said moron of the, what was it? Moron moment or something like that. I'm like, we call it Moron Mountain, and we do that very thing.
Which is
we nominate people.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's why you feel so courageous to nominate her. You're like, she's not going to know that anyway.
She's not going to hear any of this.
Yeah.
She ain't listening to this.
Shit that I want because.
So she made a hell of a martini, but babe, you exposed yourself. You could have just kept quiet that you didn't listen to the show, but now it's out there.
You'd think she'd want to know the finished product watching you work so hard.
Yeah. And now our 7 listeners will never know.
Have for our tomfoolery.
Anywhere from our 7 to 14 million listeners every week, we'll never know.
That's right. Yeah.
So
7
it's
to
a spectrum.
14 million. Yeah, it's
a
really
spectrum
weird.
of listeners. Yeah, we're really peaking.
I'm gonna be keeping a keen eye for that number to go up by 1 this week, just so that we can know whether or not
she checks in. So, any thoughts, guys, on that nomination? Can we sign off on that? Or are you guys too scared?
Oh my God. I feel like I already knew that your wife didn't listen to the show. Like, I'm also partly like wanting to give you shit that like here your wife is being like, hey, I don't get this. It's not my thing, but here I am trying to help. And you're like, let's talk shit about her. like that is really calling good, out, right?
That's a really good idea.
It was a great idea. It was just the way it happened. Just like,
a
babe,
late.
what a great idea. We've been doing it since February, this idea of Moron Mountain. Joey, if people like myself, Kendall, and Mr. Chad Sauls want to nominate maybe their wives, who knows? If you want to nominate your wife or girlfriend, you let us know on Moron Mountain and or a squeeze of the week, most outlandish takes. How do they do so?
Listeners, friends, juice junkies, you can submit your most outlandish sports take or get in the doghouse by nominating your wife to Moron Mountain.
We'll read it on the show, baby.
By emailing us at juiceboyshow@gmail.com or send us a DM at Instagram at Juice Boy Show with, thank you, so with 2 S's.
Oh, yeah.
And if it has the pulp, we'll read it on the show. Yes.
Love you, babe.
Yeah, buddy.
Sponsoring today's show.
Fellas, today's extra juicy marital shit talk episode of the Juice Boys Show is brought to you by the Will Levis quarterback camp.
Oh, you did it.
This guy's a dog.
Yes, boys, old Will has finally taken a break from being the saddest starting quarterback in the NFL, whose brains aren't already scrambled eggs, to start an exciting new all-encompassing quarterback experience. While Mason Rudolph happily takes the reins out in Tennessee, Will is focusing all this newfound extra time in crafting a spectacular camp curriculum to ensure your young quarterback has all the training necessary to reach the peak of football memehood. At the Will Levis quarterback camp, your little quarterback-to-be will learn how to sit idly on the couch at the NFL draft while their girlfriend looks increasingly less certain of her future wealth. And after that, Will personally teach each attendee the secret of the perfect Superman dive shovel pass to the other team. And last, at the Will Levis quarterback camp, you can expect your future Pine Rider to come home assured they know all the skills necessary to one day manage to make Tyler Huntley look capable. The Will Levis quarterback camp, because as long as your kid is going to be a complete disappointment out on the field, they may as well be funny.
Oh,
Tyler Huntley getting shots out here, man.
Will Levis loves mayonnaise.
Listener.
I'm spreading it around.
Dang,
Do you guys know
thanks.
that? He's like got an obsession with mayonnaise, like Mahomes with ketchup.
I did not. That's a fun
like
fact
his-
to
like
know.
his-
Jeff.
That why he's
his-
on those like weird ass mayo commercials?
Yeah, dude. Like his NIL and at Kentucky was Duke's Mayo.
Why do you know that?
I don't know. I weird a bunch
Out of all the
I know
things
a bunch
to
of
know.
weird shit. Yeah,
That's
but
the
he-
weirdest one. All
You're
right.
right.
I can't
hate mayonnaise.
decide
I
whether
hate
that's
mayonnaise.
whether that fact is weirder or you knowing it is weirder, but they're both in that vein.
Yeah. What's our thought on mayo? I'm not a mayo guy.
I
Joe's
hate
not?
it.
Nah, not for me.
I like aiolis because they mix
I'm
it
an
with
aioli
stuff.
guy.
And yeah,
I mean, you
but
can stuff garlic into pretty much anything and make it tasty.
I'm a good aioli guy, but okay. The Juice Boy Show, not a mayo show.
No, hate it.
It's official. All right, guys, let's move into the big potato, the big tot. Start you guys. All right, Pete
do we
Rose,
got?
rest in peace, my friend. Very polarizing figure. We had to talk before the show. What define polarizing? Pretty much everyone has an opinion of them, good or bad. Pop culture, people talk about them. No one really agrees on them. So we decided to go with.
I think it literally means you love or hate, like the polar opposites, polarizing.
I mean,
Yeah, so it's-
polarizing
yeah.
is just
Yeah.
that the opinions are all over the place. Not
Yeah.
necessarily just love or hate.
Okay. Well,
Got it.
Chris, you seem confident. We'll go with that.
Yeah, because like both of my guys, it's not necessarily just love or hate, but it's also like
Everyone has thoughts.
how do you define like your view of this person and like what do you pick out as worthwhile versus what do you pick out as shit?
And I would say like everyone has an opinion that like outside of even the normal scope. Like I think my two people, everyone in the country had a thought on these people. So
That's right.
Pete Rose is dead,
dig
the
it.
hit king, very polarizing. We're gonna go with most polarizing athletes in history. Christopher, you get to start us off.
Let's talk about exactly who came to mind in the brief moment that I glanced at my phone when you all were texting about this earlier today. Like I did not have an answer number 2.
Chris,
to
we
this
planned the
question.
show out like weeks in advance. God, don't.
What are you talking about?
Well, you don't plan
We
this
didn't
out.
text each other at 10:30 today saying, "What are we doing today?" That
Christopher.
didn't happen.
This is months.
Do you
of
guys
planning.
mind if I gave my answer now?
Months of planning. Damn it. Go ahead. Months of planning.
Floyd Money Mayweather.
Oh, dude, I hate that guy.
See? I mean, that's the thing. And so it's not just a love-hate thing. It's also like, all right, so 50-0 record with 27 knockouts, 15 major world championships across 5 weight classes.
Oh,
and if you're a
Jesus.
fan of his, you agree with his little line about 0 equals greatness, meaning undefeated in the boxing world is the most important factor for any professional boxer before approaching anything else.
It is.
And in his world, because he is 50-0, he's the GOAT. And so if you're a fan of his, or sorry, if you're not a fan of his, you think he's likely an overrated boxer who still has great defensive talent and offensive precision.
No, all he has is defensive talent. Okay, go ahead.
But he very famously would only take on fights once a rival has been past their prime and would use contract negotiations to duck out of fights that he was intimidated by. In addition to this, he had the most boring fighting style. All he did was duck.
Seriously.
He would just dance around, avoid being hit as much as possible, throw a couple of punches, and just starve his opponent of any opportunity to earn points. It was the most boring thing to watch, to give you a perspective on which side of the aisle I fall on. But then in addition to this, like outside of the ring, he's just playing out like a huge piece of shit, looking to as many arrests. And on top of that, he's also supposedly illiterate, which was called out once upon a time because he and 50 Cent had beef, and 50 offered to donate $750,000 to the charity of Floyd's choosing if he could read one page out of a Harry Potter book.
Oh, and he
out loud. Out loud.
He did not. He went ahead and did not ever respond to that call out. But no, I mean, I think of Polarizing, like I think of exactly that. Like to some people, he is a above average, like spectacular defensive talent, okay offensive talent, but like the most boring boxer of all time. Or for some folks, they're putting him up in the Ali Tyson conversation.
That's
like
true.
That
He
is polarized.
It's like, I'm sorry, kids, we won't big donation because Mr. Mayweather won't read one page. Just imagine. Like,
Michael Scott's tots.
Yes.
One page out of a Harry Potter.
We don't get that $1 million donation for
that was all that was needed.
Oh, Joey beat Money Mayweather, my friend.
You know, that's a really good one, bro. I don't know if I can beat that, but I'm gonna pick my top, which I don't know if it gets any more polarizing in sports history than Barry Bonds.
No.
Barry Bonds, all-time leader in home runs, 762. RBIs, walks, 2,558. Okay. And intentional walks of 688. All right. Now, this guy was a seven-time MVP. All right. It holds a single season record for home runs of 73. All right. And he holds every single well, maybe not anymore now that Josh Gibson's there, but every single record for on-base percentage in a season that's ever happened. In 2004, his on-base percentage was 609. Which meant that he got on base 61% of the times that he was at bat. All right. In 2004, he had more on base appearances than he did at bats.
Makes no sense.
Insane.
Makes no sense.
Insane stat.
How does that happen? So, Juice Junkie, if you don't know, if it's a walk or if it's intentional walk or a walk, it doesn't count as an at bat. You get to go on there, so that, you get a plate appearance, but it doesn't count as an at bat. So in 2004, he had 617 plate appearances and only 373 at bats.
Unbelievable.
Okay, now in Barry Bonds' last season in 2007, all right, he had 340 plate appearances, 28 home runs, 66 RBIs, 132 intentional walks. His on-base percentage was 480. And nobody signed him.
That is weird.
What? That is just absolute. The dude was on base. Why didn't they sign him, Joe? Half of the time.
Is there some sort of reason?
Yeah. Why is he so polarizing?
Barry Bonds ruined baseball. All right, so that's
okay. From the top rope.
All right, now Barry Bonds was such an egotistical prick that when he already won 3 MVPs by being the best 5-tool player in baseball, best all-around player in baseball, seriously, nobody cared about him whatsoever. All they cared about was Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Ken Griffey Jr., because chicks dig the long ball. So when he saw that in the 1998 season, when he was putting together a phenomenal season that year, 37 home runs, 122 RBIs, 130 walks, batted .303, he finished 8th in the MVP voting that season. 8th.
That's wild.
Okay. Wow. So next year, he was 102 games, got injured, What happened after that? 49 home runs, 73 home runs, 46, 45, 45. What the hell happened? Steroids.
What happened?
A needle in the butt,
Steroids
baby.
happened.
A needle in the butt.
Barry Bonds was about 180 pounds when he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. When he retired, he was a jacked like 240. His
With a
hat
fat
size
head.
grew.
Dude,
his
he was
hat size
huge.
grew a full hat size. Like, how does your head grow? Like
Like an Easter Island skull.
I've got a Ted Kennedy head. I mean, my head is enormous. All right. But like I still wear a 7 5/8. He was rocking an over 8 by the time his career was over. All right.
Doesn't make sense.
Now,
Oh my God.
this is why he's polarizing. Arguably the greatest baseball player we've ever seen. 7 MVPs. All right. And like 12 Silver Slugger awards, 8 Gold Gloves, 14-time All-Star, 2-time batting title. I mean, like, what? This is insane. And he will never sniff the Hall of Fame. All right, because he was so arrogant to think that he can get away with all these things, and then he still says he never did it when he has been found guilty in court from the Balco investigations. He will never admit his faults. Every player in baseball that has been welcomed back during this scandal is because they took admission of their guilt.
That's all it takes. With Pete Rose, too. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
Jason
seriously.
Giambi was revered at the end of his career when he was playing for the Rockies. He was a fan favorite. That was after he got busted for roids, and he admitted to it. Alex Rodriguez, another unbelievably polarizing player, he got busted twice in his career, and people don't look at him the same way that Barry Bonds. All right, because he admitted it. He came out and said he's sorry, and now he's trying to make a new image of himself. Barry Bonds is just a prick. He's just an asshole. And even at this time, we were talking about it when they played the game at the Field of Dreams this year, and they were talking about the Negro League, and he's like talking about Satchel Paige. He said, "I take him deep." It's like, are you shitting me? Like this guy doesn't learn from anything.
Jackass.
Also, the
So,
best
great-
stat I've seen is Shohei Ohtani's season this year, which we all think is incredible. That would have been Barry Bonds' 11th best season of his career.
11th.
Oh my God.
Like it was.
It is. It's absurd.
That's nuts.
The dude had 514 stolen bases in his career. I mean, it's just like he was a 30-30 player. I mean, it's just it's crazy. So there you go, Barry Bonds.
Football player Timothy Tebow, polarizing as hell in such a weird way. I
Weird.
think everyone agreed it was only polarizing when he went to the NFL. Everyone agreed he was like the best college football player, one of the best of all time, national championships.
Yeah, but he was
Leadership.
so hated by people in college, bro. Not by the national
Was he?
media, but by other fans. I mean,
He
oh my
was.
God.
He was hated on by fans, but like agreed upon as like a spectacular athlete.
Yeah, he was like a Tyler Hansbrough, North Carolina basketball. Like, I mean, you respected him.
Absolutely.
He got to the NFL. Everyone thought he should switch to tight end. He refused to. I don't know if that was the start of it. Then he ended up playing a lot of games for the Broncos. Terrible stats, but the fucker won football games.
He only played 14 games.
But he looked terrible, but he kept winning games. The leadership style translated. The Tebowing when he would pray in the end zone for some reason got kind of caricature type thing. I think that part was weird, but everyone seemed to have an opinion on Tebow because he shouldn't have been an NFL quarterback, but he refused. Then Faith got into it. It was a weird, what was it, like a 2-year period? Or it felt like he was, everyone had a
It was just one season. It was one season.
Was that it? SNL was doing stuff
But
on
you're right.
Tebow?
There were like 2 years where as soon as it was after that first season, like he was on every single commercial.
Oh
Yeah.
he was
and
everywhere.
then SNL
Like,
made
he's
fun of him. I think there was like a Bill Maher had comments. It was just like, what?
Dude, he was
What is going
everywhere.
on? Yeah.
So yeah, he played 3 games and at the end of 2010. It was fun because Miranda and I were actually able to go see his first start. They played the Chargers. That was cool. So we had no idea. We were just there. All right, but and then 2011, he didn't start the season. Kyle Orton started the season.
Oh,
so
baby.
he came in. He started 11 games, went 7-4, and had 5 fourth quarter comebacks. So the dude was just electric.
He just won. It was
Yeah,
weird.
he
It
just-
was
he just
so
willed
weird.
himself.
and in those 11 games, he had 12 touchdowns and 6 picks. You know, I mean, you know, unfortunately, it was a 46% completion percentage.
Not great.
So I think all like the NFL
But he did
people,
his 660 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. So he did produce 18 touchdowns and six turnovers.
I don't think it made sense. It didn't make sense to like NFL brains either that they were winning, but the numbers didn't. It was just like it hurt people's brain. It was a weird.
It was
the numbers
no
didn't number.
statistical
zero
sense to it whatsoever.
Zero.
We were doing exactly good enough to pull these wins out of thin air. And like this was actually going to be my second pick because of exactly that. Like you talk to some Broncos fans and they're still convinced we gave up on Tebow too early. You give him one more season, you give him 2 more seasons, he'd have figured it out.
I think he should have started. Who started the next season? Was it Peyton after that?
Manning. They got Peyton Manning.
I guess that, but he never got an NFL starting. He never got even a tryout.
No, he went on to play for the Mets in AAA. Right?
Yeah, it was weird. He should have had one more. Also, quick side note: my wife has texted me saying she heard my little joke. So,
that she's definitely going to listen. She's definitely going to listen now. Okay.
So if I'm not here next week, boys, you know why. Round number 2, Christopher. What do you got?
Boys. All right. So calling an audible here. Let's talk about Phil Mickelson. Talk about all-time polarizing. This is a guy that was, for all intents and purposes, the 1A, 1B, Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson were the defining 2 golfers of the early 2000s, late 90s-ish, until kind of the last 5 years. Phil Mickelson was getting ready to enter into the Champions League, kind of enter into that post PGA era, where you pretty much just get to become an elder statesman of the game, just go and rest on your laurels, play some good Champions League golf. But otherwise, you are just there to be a former face who now gets to just enjoy a life of leisure.
Or be in the booth, Chris. He would have been so good in the booth.
Oh, he would have been fantastic. Yeah, he was so witty, so funny, 100%.
Yeah.
And dumbass Phil Mickelson gets caught with basically no money because he's a degenerate gambler, gets tied up with the live golf debacle of a few years ago, and then goes out as Liv is trying to set the precedent of no, this is just an opportunity, for golfers to have more of a say. This is golfers to have a second option other than the PGA to still chase greatness. And he comes out and starts talking about the Saudis and their treatment of gay people and their horrible track record with human rights.
Yeah.
But I'm still signing on because I need money. In one fell swoop, in one single weekend, takes a decades long, built up, just personal ethos, personal story, and just obliterates all of it. And now is relegated to irrelevancy.
It is. And I'm going to do one that's going to ruffle some feathers.
Okay.
Oh. I'm going to do some ones that's going to piss some people off, and I'm going to talk about it, and it pisses me off. I'm taking Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant. Yes. Great basketball player. Great basketball player. Great dad later on in life. Now, do we forget why the entire state of Colorado hates Kobe Bryant? And to why every single time he played the Nuggets, that when he touched the ball, he was booed relentlessly? I don't know. There was a little situation that happened in Eagle Vale a few years ago that should have something to say about this. Now, this is why I was going to piss some people off. Since Kobe Bryant died, he has just reached this altar of something that I don't know if I've seen before. I have kids that are in my school now saying that he is the greatest basketball player of all time. He is. It's wait a second here. All right. Wait a second here. All right. Yeah. He's 4th all time on the scoring list. Yes. That's excellent. He won 5 NBA titles. Yes. That's excellent. All right. Well, let's talk about Michael Jordan here for a second. Kobe Bryant only has 1,000 more points than him, and barely 700 more points than him. He played 300 more games than Michael Jordan. Okay. And then he barely has that many more points than he does. All right. Michael Jordan played his career and averaged 30 points per game. Kobe Bryant, 25. All right. Michael Jordan was a 6-time MVP. Kobe Bryant, 1. Now, I agree. He was an all-time great. Is an all-time great. But I think the notoriety, the fame that he's got since his passing has just put him on this level that I don't think that he is actually on. He's not a better basketball player than LeBron James. He is not.
He played defense,
Cody?
though. He played a lot of defense there, JoJo.
He did play a lot of good
game.
defense.
You're forgetting half of that game there. That they okay.
LeBron is a pretty decent defender, too.
Decent. Kobe was elite.
And he argued him into Kobe Bryant.
Ugh, I don't know. He is polarized. I mean, especially, what was that, like a 5-year? I mean, he was the most hated player in the league, too. And then he changed his number and everyone loved it. That was also a weird little.
I am proud of what he did.
Weird,
He's a good girl dad, doing a lot of good things for girls basketball. But that was also like, we can't just forget what the first half of his career was. Yeah. You know, like, and what this is. And like, it's just, I just don't understand this meteoric rise of fame. You know, yeah.
I mean, rise of fame, though, like he was the defining player of a generation. Like you act like he
LeBron was
some,
the same time.
A little early.
LeBron's in year 22 right now. When LeBron was winning MVPs, Kobe Bryant wasn't. It's just like, I come on, man. They played the same time. They were contemporaries.
But I take issue with your notion that like Kobe Bryant was this like pretty well known, but otherwise like
That's
just
true.
all around like pretty decent like player, and then suddenly he dies, and now all of a sudden he's reached the stratosphere of this like untapped ethos that he never had. Like he was already there when he was alive. He was already talked about as like, okay, if he's not the defining player, then a defining player, 1A and 1B of a generation, like, and then died young tragically while taking his daughter to her basketball game. Like the story attached to it adds to the ethos of just what he accomplished on the court. Like, yeah, in no way excusing him being a piece of shit off the court for sure. But like you're pretending like Cody. Sorry, Cody.
Watch your words.
You're pretending like
there.
Kobe. Yeah, I guess we're still yet to see what happens when you go see Maggie. But you're pretending that like Kobe died and then all of a sudden he gets raised up. Like I think he gets taken to another echelon. But like also
like shrines of him now, bro.
But like a week ago, who was talking about Pete Rose? Like all the damn time.
Pete Rose. He died yesterday, and no one's talking about it. It's done.
But like all the damn time, like people that folks looked fondly upon back in their youth wind up passing away, and they do get stratified. Like this isn't anything that is surprising or unique or that like he got some extra boost just because he's Kobe. Like. Yeah, I fully disagree.
Do we have a full disagreement on a potato? Is that a first?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we've yelled at each other plenty of times.
Come in with your take.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Come in with your take.
We do that all the damn time.
Was Kobe polarized? I think there was I'm going to go basketball, too. No one's going to say Dennis Rodman is the most polarizing figure like of all time. A lot of people hate
doesn't make him that polarizing. Like where you fall doesn't make a difference.
Dennis Rodman, cross-dresser, sneaking out in the middle of the season to go to Vegas, marrying Madonna for like 5 minutes.
Big North Korea guy. Just
Big
like
North
us.
Korea
Big North Korea guy.
Huge fan of the North Koreans. Played for the Pistons, was incredible, one of the bad boys, went to the Bulls. Things blew up. You loved having him on your team. Probably hated playing against him. He probably took 2 shot attempts, 48 rebounds in that game. He was going to out-hustle you, out-jump you. He was going to piss you off. And then also go party until 5 in the morning. Michael Jordan's going to drag his ass out of the apartment to get to practice. Everyone had an opinion on Dennis Rodman. He almost became bigger. He was a part of the 90s Bulls, but he was a pillar of the 90s Bulls pop culture. It was a whole 100%. Thing. He is his own. He's a monster. I don't know how he played every game, but him and Karl Malone were on WWE in the middle of the final. It was a whole.
Oh, yeah, dude.
How do you just not say Dennis Rodman is not? I mean, fucking Kim Jong-un, baby. Just calling him over to play some games.
Yeah, just gonna go and you know,
casual.
Engage in some casual diplomacy over some basketball.
Dennis Rodman's who you think of, right?
He averaged only 4.7 points, but 17.3 rebounds.
Yeah, had no qualms whatsoever about whether or not he was going to score any points.
He's not here to put the ball in the hole. He's here to grab the ball and get to someone.
Remember, Juice Junkies, you can listen to the show on all major podcast networks and YouTube. Please follow and rate the show and leave us a review through Apple. And we encourage you to follow the YouTube and Spotify channels. Push that subscribe button. Also, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Join our Juice Junkie community.
Please.
We'd love to have you. Cody, back to you.
Yes, sir. That almost does it for us. We're going to quickly do our picks. Christopher, how did we do last week? Who's starting us off this week?
All right, boys. Very consistent week. From top to bottom, 2-1. Everybody.
That's right.
Really?
Including the Wheel of Degeneracy. Everybody 2-1.
Damn it.
But fantastic. So it'll be the same order as last week. It'll be me, then McCoy, then Mr. Dodo, and then after that, we will wind up doing the Wheel of Degen. We'll talk about which games are up on the wheel this week. And I'm going to go ahead and start us off.
Start us off, my friend.
Do it, Chris.
Boys, I'm going back to the same well from last week. I'm going James Madison at ULM over 48.5. James Madison is dropping points like you read about, and I'm going to continue taking this over like Joey's unders with Iowa last year. I'm going to continue taking this until it bites me in the butt. Let's go JMU.
Guys, no one's going to take. I'm going to take Vikings minus 2.5 to the Jets.
You son of a bitch.
They're 4-0. Sam Darnold
is that?
him. The Jets are not 2.5.
That was going to be my other pick.
Come on, baby.
We all had that on ours. Yeah, that's how we all wind up at 2-1, right?
Seriously,
we're all
Miami's dog shit. I think this is going to be the Patriots' second win this week. New England -1. This is basically a money line.
Who do you like least?
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots to win that game. Their defense is decent. Tyler Huntley is not. So let's go.
Chris, for pick number 2.
Boys, I'm taking Bills -1 over the Texans. I think the Bills got embarrassed this last weekend, and I think they're going to come out and look like they've got something to prove.
That's a great pick. I'm going to take the under on the Bears-Panthers. I don't see a lot of points in that game. 41.5 is the line.
Seattle played a tough game. They came back. All right, they did they were down. They were down a lot. They came back. They were fighting in this last Monday night game against Detroit. The fact that they're only 6.5-point favorites over the Giants, that's kind of offensive. Right, so I'm taking Seattle -6.5.
I don't usually bet on the Broncos or Nebraska on this show just because I don't want to be doubly sad to be wrong and then have y'all talk shit to me about it. Yes. But I'm going to the game. I got to go with my boys. Let's go Nebraska -7 over Rutgers.
Alabama 22.5. Vanderbilt. Come on, there's no chance. Let's just get it.
I was pretty shocked that was only 22.5.
I think Mizzou had a 20-point line and Mizzou almost lost to Vanderbilt, but Alabama didn't around with that game.
Dude, Jaden Milroe looks like the
real
guy.
Good. Yep, 22.5.
Dude,
it's a lock. Book it.
All right, and for my third and final pick here, Iowa. They're going up against the powerhouse of Ohio State this week. I cannot pick them to win because I love Ohio State, but I'm going for the under of 45. We'll see if Iowa can score 3. All right, nice. So let's
we'll see. Christopher, Wheel of Degen, bring us home.
All right, boys, we're going to go ahead and spin the Wheel of Degeneracy. We, as always, pre-picked just so that we are not wasting too much of your time. But up on the wheel this week, we've got Dolphins at Patriots, Colts at Titans, and Clemson at Florida State. Let's go ahead and give her a spin. Up on the wheel, we've got over, we've got under, we've got away spread, we've got home spread, and we've got Cody takes a shot. He looks parched. Let's give him Cody. Something to drink. Home spread. Okay, so they're with you, Joey.
Let's go.
Patriots
-1, baby.
-1. I already misspoke. I had it down as Colts at Titans because Cody gave me the wrong game.
It's Cody's fault.
It's actually Colts at Jaguars. Right. So we got that on the back end here. Let's give her a spin. Cody, take the shot.
Yes,
let's go.
He does.
Boys.
Where is the martini?
Cody, we will wait until you go and get a bottle of liquor. No, my God, not a chance. That's not even a sip. Go grab a bottle of liquor. Ooh, that was hefty.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that was a pull right there, baby. I love it.
That was a dandy. What were we drinking?
rolling standard, baby.
Okay,
Okay,
let's give her another
local.
spin here. Let's see if
Not
we can give
bad.
Cody another shot.
Woo!
Damn it.
Under 46. Okay, that's a low scoring game. All right, and last we're going to go ahead and go with Clemson, Florida State. Let's go ahead and give her a spin, see what the wheel likes. Cody takes another shot.
Shit. Gosh damn it.
Finally, someone else gets it.
Oh my God, that just means I'm up next week and I'm already terrified.
I think I took 3 one time, guys.
You did.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Cody. All right,
I'm
one
so
more
proud of
spin. Away spread. Okay, so Clemson minus 14.5. That is not that daring, but it makes sense.
You know what's daring, Joe? You know what's daring?
Us attempting to end this show.
Oh, the fact that I just mixed gin, chai latte, and whiskey in a 1 hour.
Why would you?
I would actually
you
agree.
guys
That
made
is
me do it.
daring
That is
by
It was a
definition.
gin chai latte?
No, it was vodka. I'm sorry. I mixed
Oh,
vodka.
I was like, that sounds disgusting.
guys,
dude.
I just
Yeah.
mixed.
That's
A little-
gross.
You guys made me do it. Damn it. Thanks for joining us. Episode 61. I mixed booze.
Hey, you know
There's
what?
a lot of things going
you
on.
know what? Maggie's already upset with you. She's going to be so happy to smell that whiskey on your breath.
That's if I'm not here next week, I'm dead. Go on without me. Find another
Man,
juice
hon.
boy for you.
We'll just get Dr. Pulp in here. It'll be all right.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's fine. That's
Just
fine.
Got to
improve
back
the
up,
McCoy.
McCoy.
So.
The better.
He is a
McCoy.
doctor, dude. All right. So
That is true.
I'm a mutt. He's a doctor. Love, love, love.
Bye bye.